Hi guys, it's Talia. Welcome back to my channel. Sorry for the bumpy start. Today I am going to be doing a drill with me, or the WIP and chat, whatever you want to call it. I don't really have anything particular in mind that I'm going to be talking about. Maybe just talking about what's going on with me and work and all that good stuff. So this is what I'm working on. Can I get a, if you can see that. This is all purple. Just in here in the middle is purple, and then this is black. This rose right here has got a lot of purples in it as well. Sorry for the shaking. I'm hoping that you're not going to be shaking too much because I have my phone holder that I use for recording it's one of those ones that it's a phone holder. It has like a clip that it clips onto a table, and then it has a really long bendable neck, I guess you would call it. So it's not exactly stable. There can be some bending and shaking, and I apologize in advance. I'm trying to get the money and get to a situation where I'm able to get a more stable, like a more stable arm that I can attach onto my tripod that I already have. But right now I just have this clipped to the drafting table, and it's going to be, it may sway a little bit. I apologize. So yeah, this is what I'm going to be working on today. I got this from a store called, what was it called? Keksenzu or something like that on AliExpress. It's not, how to say, it's the canvas itself is fine. The canvas itself is pretty good. The drills, I was a little bit concerned about having enough. So I did go ahead and start this, even though I had already had the design that's like, it's known as soulmates on some websites. It's like sort of like a beach scene, but it's more purples and teals and that kind of color, that kind of thing. I did already have that ongoing, but I had decided to go ahead and start this just in case I didn't have enough drills for it. And there's several colors that I have concern over, just because of the numbers that I got. There was I guess I could go ahead and start. Right now, even though all of this seems like black, there's a lot of 939s in here right now, and that's what I was working on when I had to stop last time. I kind of got called away, kind of suddenly, and just never came back to it that day. A little small. I have, as you can see, it's my open bag of 939s. I'm not really working out of a storage system on this one, just because I already have my Soulmates one in a box. I have a little old paint bottle here that my roommate happened to have in his junk of junks. And that's what I put my bad drills in. Like, there's a little tiny dot. I don't know if you can see the little tiny dot of well, I was going to put it in a jar, but it fell off. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on right now. I'm starting with 939, and I'm going to turn this lamp on, kind of on the lowest setting. And yes, I know what you're thinking. You have such a huge area there. Why don't you use a multi-placer? Well, I have a multi-placer. I have all the multi-placers, as a matter of fact. Because I ordered a kit. It was literally a tool kit. And it had one of each. It had a 3-placer, a 6-placer, and a 9-placer in it. And I found that I don't really care for working with the multi-placers on the square drills, especially. Which, if you can't tell, that's what this is. It's a square drill. Yeah, I'm good with doing this one at a time. It's more therapeutic that way. And I also don't have to worry about going back and fixing the row and straightening it after I've used the multi-placer. So, but I will say this, I do have a 3-placer that I do use sometimes. But those 6 and 9 placers I just can't get behind. Because you put the drills down and then you end up having to go back and fix them because they're crooked or there's too much space in between them. So yeah, I don't care to really use the multi-placers much, with the exception of that 3-placer. But what I was saying about the other design that I had, I already had the other one going, which is more commonly known as Soulmates. I think it's called Soulmates on, is it Diamond Art Club? It's not Diamond Art Club. It's Paint with Diamonds. It's one of those websites. Dreamer Designs, maybe? I can't remember. I know it's called Soulmates on several different sites. But I didn't buy it under the name Soulmates. I just bought it from a store on AliExpress. And I'm really happy with it, to be honest. It's perfect. So, but yeah, I got this in, and it had an inventory sheet, and the numbers that was listed on the inventory sheet, I don't know if I have it with me. I don't think I have it with me right now. No, I don't think I have it in here. I think it might have been back in the other room still. But the inventory sheet had... It would have a number on it, and the number of drills, number of bags that I received with that number, sometimes if I'm counting them correctly, like these baggies that are supposed to have 200 in them, I'm not 100% sure of how much each baggie is supposed to have in them. Or maybe they're supposed to have 500 in them. But some of the colors, the amount that I feel like it has is short. Like for instance, I think for the black, if I'm not mistaken, the black I was supposed to have like, there's supposed to be 9,520 spaces needed. Like I'm supposed to need 9,520. And I received, what I feel like, I'm pretty sure, I received something like 19 bags. I think that's the correct math. I received 19 bags of what I believe to be 500 apiece. And so, if that's correct, then just being able to use, if I was able to use every single one of those drills, which we all know how bad black can be, if I was actually able to use every single one of those drills, 500 drills in each of those bags, then I would still end up coming up 20 drills short. But I don't know if you've seen, this is just what I've been able to collect so far. And most of this is black, actually. This is all black. Those are misshapen drills. Those are blobs of plastic. But the good majority of those drills in that bottle are soft drills, meaning they're squishy. And I don't want to put squishy drills on my canvas. So yeah, I'm trying to use the best drills I can, because this canvas already isn't that great. Like, not the canvas, sorry. The kit for the picture is already not that great. So I'm just kind of, I decided to go ahead and start this so that I could get back to them and review it and tell them that I didn't receive enough drills. So, and I've been working on this maybe a couple of weeks now. I'll come in and do a small section of it. And that's what I do. I work on a section of it. Like, I'll pull the plastic up to a certain point, and usually it's no more than, you know, maybe a few inches, something like that. Sorry, I apologize if you're shaking. Usually, I'll pull it up only, you know, a couple of inches. And that, that'll take me a couple of hours to do. Some days like today I have off. I've kind of pulled back a little bit bigger section, and I'm going to go ahead and try to finish this today. So, but I really actually enjoy, I enjoy working on this one. Whoops, I have to put a drill on there. I enjoy working on this one because there is so much of each color. When you start getting into these grays right here, as you can see, it turns out like these leaves down here, where it's like a shadowy gray. So I would really much rather be working on. Sometimes I would rather much be working on the something else. Like, I'm one of them people, I get bored very easily with doing the same thing over and over and over again, day after day. And that was one of the issues that I was having with my job, which I just left, by the way. So let's segue into that. I'm going to go back, because I forgot I was going to be kind of doing all this too. If you guys remember, I don't know if I ever mentioned it, but I was working at a local, well, not local, but it was local to my hometown. It was, take me about 25 minutes to get to work. But I was working at a cafeteria, just kind of behind the food line there. And the pay, I guess, was okay. But for somebody looking to get back out on their own, you know, it wasn't enough. The pay, I was like, I started out at $7.50. After 90 days, I was able to get a 50-cent pay raise, which $8 an hour ain't nothing to sneeze at. But part-time, I just wasn't making enough. So I kept looking for months, and I mean months and months. I was there 8 months, pretty much almost to the day, and for probably 5 or 6 of those, at least 4 of those, if not about 4 or 5 months, I had been actively looking for a higher paying full-time job. And every job that I applied to, never heard back. And it was getting really frustrating. And thanks to my diamond painting and purchasing and all that good stuff, because I kind of have a shopping habit, I've been good. Like, I haven't bought any diamond paintings for myself. I did buy something for my roommate, my current roommate. He really liked a particular diamond painting that I showed him a while back, and I've had it kind of saved in my cart for a while ever since then. And I kind of had gone back and forth on what size that I was going to eventually get, but I did end up going with a bigger size, because here lately, last week, as a matter of fact, because this is Sunday for me. Last week, not this past week, but last week, his dad had ended up having to go to the hospital, and the hospital that he took his dad to, they're really just incompetent. Like, they have a reputation locally, which he wasn't aware of. They have a reputation locally for being a very bad hospital. And he took him there, and they put him in a room finally, and I guess he had started getting, like, he was trying to get out of bed and all this other stuff. And the doctors basically just sedated him and had him sedated for days. And wouldn't let him eat, wouldn't try to let him eat, like, he wouldn't try to put a tube in him or anything to feed him. I think because the first day he had complained about a sore throat or something. And the doctors basically just kept him sedated and didn't try to do anything with him. And my roommate finally started getting pissed off. And they told him, well, we thought that's why you brought him in, is to keep him comfortable until he died. And so he finally had him transferred to another hospital in the next city over. And they did allow him to come off his out the sedation medication and whatnot. And he seemed to be getting better for a while, but unfortunately, he kind of took another downturn. He was still, like, they wanted to try to let him eat, but they were saying that his body wasn't going to be absorbing the nutrients anyway, so it was kind of pointless to try to let him eat. And I mean, he was getting a little bit of, like, liquid hydration. They were keeping him hydrated. I don't know the entire story, but I do know that he had taken a turn at the second hospital, and so they had to call in hospice, and his dad has been in hospice since for a little over a week now. And the nurses there had called him one day. He had come home briefly, because ever since he'd been in hospice, my roommate has been, like, constantly up there and by his side. And the nurses had called him one night while he was at home. He was going to try to get some sleep that night at home. And this man is a ball of nerves to begin with. So even when something is worrying him like that, he's not going to be able to sleep. And they had called him and was telling him that they had noticed these modeling that usually appears on the bottom of people's feet and hands and whatnot whenever they're getting ready to die, basically. Had told him that they had noticed that modeling on the bottoms of his feet. And so his dad didn't have very long left at all. And they were telling him, actually, this was on Wednesday, I believe, that they had called him. It was Wednesday? Maybe Thursday? I don't remember. It was one of those days. And they had called him, and he went up there the next morning. He had tried to get some sleep, but he couldn't, and he eventually just ended up going back up there. And they were telling him, well, you know, he probably only has hours left. And so far, his dad is still alive. So, he's hanging in there. and that's where my roommate is right now. He's at the he tried to sleep here last night, but he ended up going back up there about 6 o'clock this morning to sit with his dad. And he kind of keeps updated on Facebook. Like, his dad right now is, he can't even nod. Like, even when the nurses touch him, just touch him, it's painful. And like, he's acknowledging that you're talking to him and stuff, but he can't even nod yes or no in response to anything. Like, he's physically unable to nod yes or no. So yeah, I finally ordered a diamond painting for him the other day, and I know I'm going to be moving out here in the coming weeks. I initially, up until yesterday, if I had done this WIP and chat, I probably would have said I was going to be moving to Greenville, because that was the plan. But the plan got changed, and the deal with the store he was going to open in Greenville didn't go through. So, oh, let me backtrack. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. I ended up going. I said I was working at a cafeteria, and it wasn't paying enough, and I was starting to get worse and worse, like further behind, and like it was just starting to mount and be too much. So I finally, like, I had to go back to my old company, the one I was in Georgia, the one I was with in Georgia, sorry. And they have stores, and not just in Georgia, but they have they're based here, kind of locally, like in another city next town over, close to me. And so I figured that if I were to go back to him and ask him if he had anywhere that he could put me, he would take me back. That's not the issue. Because I worked for him for like 5 years. And so I had finally bit the bullet and went up there and talked to him, and he said, I'm looking at opening a store in Greenville, South Carolina, which is about an hour away from me. And if you're committed to it, if you want to come back and work for me, and if you're saying you're definitely in, he said, I'll go ahead and sign the lease. So that was the plan. And up until yesterday, I had been kind of shopping around apartments and whatnot in Greenville. And he came to me last night at work, because I've been helping out there at the home office. It's the home office, but there's a storefront on the front of it, and they have kind of storage, warehousing type space at the back of it. Anyway, I've been kind of helping out there for the past week, since I left my other job, because I told them that I was going back to my old company. And so he came to me last night, and he was saying, the store, the deal in Greenville, it fell through. And it's like he just couldn't make it happen. He's a cheap man to begin with. And a lot of the stores, like you see in malls, like Victoria's Secret, Bath and Body Works, most of the stores that you see, like big name stores that you see in a mall, they have what's called a permanent lease, which means there's no set lease term, like no set amount of years that they have to renew every so often. They have a permanent lease. And the permanent lease is actually more expensive. The rent is more expensive than if you were to get a temporary lease. I don't know why that is. Seems like it would be the other way around. But, so, undoubtedly, they didn't have a temporary lease option, or he just really wasn't trying to agree to, their terms, or whatever it was. But I know he also has a shortage of people, that are willing to run these stores and that actually work for him. So he came to me last night and was saying, the deal in Greenville didn't go through. He said, what would you think about going to Charleston? It was Charleston, South Carolina. And I asked him how far away it was, and he said about 2 hours away. And I'm like, well, if I'm going to move that far away, I would definitely have to get an apartment or something. Because with the Greenville deal, sorry, I still have, there's like sticky over here on the side, and my hand keeps sticking to it. Because with Greenville, I was going to try to at least commute it for the first couple of weeks or a month or whatever. I said, but with Charleston, I would definitely have to move down there. And, even though it's just me, moving down there by myself, I can't afford a whole lot of rent. So he said he was going to talk to the guy that was down there now, who was actually wanting to leave, and that's why they're wanting to send me down there. He said he was going to talk to the guy and see if he could recommend any place, or see what he could find out down there. So I don't know. It would just depend on how long it takes to get everything together. I have a couple of packages that I'm still waiting on. I've been good. Like, I haven't ordered anything in a couple of weeks. So hopefully I can get all my packages down here. But I would assume that probably by June 1st, I will probably be in Charleston. And the only thing about this job is the sheer amount of hours I'm going to be putting in, which I'm already familiar with. Like I said, I worked for this company before, in the same type of job, so I know what I'm getting myself into. And my family and my roommate, they're all pretty much, blessing me out, because I'm going right back to this company. And I told him, I was like, I gave it a year. Like, I tried my best to find something that could compare. And I couldn't do it. And I had to go back for the money, because I needed the money. So it's bad when, money controls you. When you have to make a certain amount just to be able to live off of, and pay your bills off of. So, so there's that. So while I have Sundays off, I don't know what the situation is in Charleston. I don't know if they already have existing employees, which I'm sure they do. Because this is already an existing store. And he says it's his #1 store. We'll see about that. Shoot, it'll probably change when I get there. Because I'm not trying to, hound anybody to buy something. Sorry, coffee break. My throat's getting a little dry. And I felt like I was about to cough. So just know that, like, if I disappear for a little while, I'm okay. You know, I will be okay. I would be in the middle of moving and all that good stuff. Moving and getting settled and working, because I will be working a lot more than I have been these last few months. And so you might see less of me. So, but yeah, my family doesn't get it. I mean, I'm sure they do, but they're fussing at me because I moved back home, because I was too far away from everybody, and because I was tired of the job and the company, and here I am going back to them. Well, I honestly had no other choice. So, and I will take the opportunity this time to pursue, you know, some kind of degree online while I'm working there. So that when, in a few years, maybe I can get out of it again and actually have something to go to, have a career that I can actually look to, instead of, you know, moving back and saying, well, you know, I'm going to try to find something better. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but I'm going to find something better. And, you know, yeah, that didn't happen. Because with this company, I'm like, the pay is fairly decent, but if you compare it to, like, the number of hours that you're going to be working, it's not great. But at the same time, I mean, you're getting, you know, a good paycheck. So it's like, do you put in 60 hours a week for, you know, $500 a week? 60 hours a week for $500? That's not great, you know. I have a cat down here, like, under my feet. I literally have hardly anywhere to put my feet right now. So, I mean, that's basically what it boils down to, as far as the exact numbers. The salary is like $2,000 a month, before taxes, and then 3% of whatever the store sales are each month is your bonus, your commission, and only the managers get that. And there's no assistant managers, for anybody wondering. There's no assistant managers. There's only the manager of the store, and then you have the part-time employees. But it's what I'm familiar with. It's what I've known for a long time. And so once I remember how to do certain things, which I'm kind of slowly getting back used to doing, once I remember how to do certain things, and it'd be like riding a bike. Like, I already know how to do this stuff. I already know how to handle things for the most part. And so I think the guy, he kept trying to get me to go back to Georgia, where I was at before, and I was like, I am not going back to Georgia, because that is a 5-hour drive one way. Each way is 5 hours, and it's too far away. And when you get one day off a week, you're not trying to spend 10 hours of that day driving. So I wasn't able to visit my family as much as I wanted to. And I probably need to get together with my mom. Probably next Sunday, so we can get together again before I leave, because I haven't told her yet. I told my dad only because he happened to call me. And I told him that I was going to be leaving. Well, when I spoke to him, I told him I was going to be going to Greenville. But no, I did. I spoke to him last night, and I told, after I got off, I told him I was going to be going. Well, no, did I even tell him that I was going to be going to Charleston? I don't think I got a chance to tell him I was going to be going to Charleston, because he wants to help me be able to get my tag, because I still have a Georgia tag. And I know I've mentioned this several times on my video that I still never did have the money to get my South Carolina tag for my car, because it's expensive. I have a newer car. It's a 2017, and so I have to pay the tax on it, which is about $300. I already know that much, and plus whatever they charge for the actual tag and title. So my dad had been trying to help me, so they got some money back from their taxes, and he wanted to help me get my tag. So I gotta probably call him sometime later today and schedule to meet up with him. Because I already asked my boss last night before he left if I could come in a little bit later tomorrow, so I could possibly go up there and find out about my tag. Because when I called the tax place, it was asking them, you know, how much estimate I would be looking at for my taxes. She had mentioned, you know, to just bring my my old registration up there. I'm like, even if it's expired? She's like, yeah, that's fine. We just need to know how to list it. So if that's all they need on it, then hopefully I should be able to take, it's kind of like a paper card thing that the dealership gave me when I bought the car, because I did buy the car brand new. If you go back to my floss tube videos from like October of 2017, no, 2018, is it? No, it is 2017, the end of 2017, October of 2017, it's when I mentioned getting this car. And I was still with my old company at that point. Like, I hadn't left yet. I didn't leave the company until a few months later. But the dealership when I bought the car had given me this card, and it has the information on it. It has the VIN number, the make, the model, how many doors. I'm not sure if it has my name on there. That's one thing I'm going to have to go and look at. Because if they won't accept that, I'm going to have to figure out what to do. My dad suggested either going down to Georgia or calling Georgia to see if I could get a copy of my old registration. I don't know if they do that kind of thing. Especially for a car that's the tag is expired. So hopefully at least I can get that taken care of before I leave to go to Charleston, because I cannot be driving around Charleston with an expired Georgia tag. And Lord knows when I will get the chance to get the time to take care of that. Because it may be that I have to take Sundays off. Because I don't know if he has employees. I don't know what days he normally gets off right now. Hopefully he should be there for a day or two. before I'm officially on my own. So I gotta do that tomorrow, and I'm hoping that we can get it taken care of tomorrow, but if not, I'll have to, at least it'll give me a better idea of what I need to do. Because they need to know. My one concern is, how are they gonna know that this is the car, this is my car, I own this car, if I can't find my registration. And I will admit, I think I may have inadvertently thrown it away because I didn't think I was going to need it anymore after the tag expired. So I don't know. Hold on. Having some technical difficulties here. My tape is coming off. I need to go get my duct tape and tape this. So, but yeah, I think after I complete this, I'm gonna need to work this down a little bit. But anyway, that's what's been going on with me. I went back to my old company and trying to get my still get my South Carolina tag, because even when I move to South Carolina, at least I'll have a tag for a year, and I can worry about getting it registered in Charleston later, but at least I'll have a valid South Carolina tag. And I don't think South Carolina does their tags like Georgia does, where they list on the tag the county that it's registered in. I know some cities do that, but I don't think South Carolina does. And the good thing about South Carolina is they don't have to do inspections either. At least I don't think Charleston does. I don't know. I know where I live at now, they don't. Whereas North Carolina does. North Carolina has to have a yearly inspection every year. And I got a new car. I'm not worried about passing the inspection. It's just an added cost and an added step that you have to do. So, I'm just going to be plugging away and working. So you might not see much of me after I move. I will still try to do things here and there. But until I get settled and get, like, my mail start coming back in and stuff, and I can start ordering things again, which I probably won't order a lot. I have quite a number of diamond paintings already, and I'm not one of them people that likes to have a huge stash of stuff, especially if, you know, it's going to take me a while to get around to doing it. I don't like to build up a huge stash of stuff that I know is just going to sit there. I would rather just wait until it's more needed than getting it sooner rather than later. So I have a few things, but not a lot. And one of the things I want to do is I need to go, probably after I wrap this up, I will probably go and get dressed and head out, because I need to, hope I can find some place that will cash my paper check on a Sunday. Because while I did get my direct deposit set up, but this first check, they had to give me a paper check. But I need to go out and get a few things for groceries for dinner tonight. It's Cinco de Mayo, y'all. And I'm probably going to make it's a black bean and rice enchilada casserole. It's completely meatless, but it does have cheese in it, so vegans may not be for vegans. It does have cheese in it. It has obviously rice, like already you cook the rice and then you put it in the casserole. It has rice, it has black beans, corn, there's enchilada sauce, and I think it's pepper jack cheese. There's a couple of things in there. It's a recipe that I got from Pinterest. And you know what? My family used to laugh at how I would get recipes from Pinterest. But then I tell them, well, you know, such and such dish that y'all love, that came from Pinterest. And this dish that y'all love, that I make a lot, that came from Pinterest. So, it's, you know, it's trial and error. I have made a couple of things that I found on Pinterest that were not as good as the original blog post leads to believe. Either that or I didn't make it right. But I'm not somebody that enjoys cooking. I hate cooking. And when I move out on my own, I probably won't cook for myself very much. I will probably be subsisting off of easy dinners, frozen dinners, Chef Boyardee sandwiches, that kind of thing. Oh gosh, I just realized something. I just remembered something. Where I'm from, and where I live now, we have this regional food called liver mush. And I don't know if it's going to be available in Charleston. I don't think it will be. So that makes me sad. That means I'm going to have to, if I ever want liver mush, I'm going to have to bring some back with me whenever I visit. So, yeah, that's going to be great. Because I don't eat liver mush a lot. But I do enjoy it from time to time. It's just something we grow up with around here. If you didn't grow up around here, or you didn't live here for any amount of time, you wouldn't understand liver mush. It sounds gross, and to some people who aren't familiar with it, it probably is gross. But that's what we know. That's what we grow up on. So, but yeah, going back to probably what I'm going to be eating, I'll probably just be subsisting on simple stuff. Dang it. I'm going to need to go and get, because my diamond painting is moving a little too much. So I'm going to need to go and get my duct tape. Oh, and speaking of duct tape, that's what I was talking about earlier. A few minutes ago. I need to go out to the store and get groceries, but I also, before I do that, if I can find somewhere to cash my check, my little bitty 2-day check, I need to go to this craft store and get some supplies to make a kind of a travel / storage portfolio. I saw the tutorial. Who was it that posted it? I think it was DP Addiction Adventures, or whatever her channel name is. I think it was her. She did a tutorial recently on a portfolio, made out of the presentation, the trifold presentation boards and duct tape. And I need to go and get one of those because I'm going to need a way to transport my diamond paintings when I move. And also, probably like these bigger ones, probably would be nice to have a way to store them until I get ready to frame them or hang them up or whatever. And probably just like my cross stitch, I probably won't be concerned about hanging all of them up, framing them and hanging all of them up. I have a small book portfolio. It's like 17 by 22, I think is the size. And I'm able to put my like 30 by 40s and smaller in there. So, but like the bigger stuff, I'm going to need a way to store them in a portfolio, like in a stiff carrying case travel portfolio until I can get those hung up and on the wall. But yeah, I ordered a couple of days ago. I think it just shipped out yesterday. I ordered a diamond painting that I kind of want to do for my current roommate, because when I leave, he's going to be all alone and he has no more family left. His mom died back, I think, about 6 or 8 years ago. She died of cancer. His brother drowned, probably a good 20 something years ago. So, and all his aunts and uncles, I think, have already passed away, and, like, he doesn't have any family left, I don't think. At least that's what he says. And when I move out, he's going to be alone again. And I feel bad for him, I really do. Because it sucks having to be alone in this world. But I'm hoping that I can do something nice. I can still do something nice for him, and, you know, he'll still be my friend. I mean, I'm just ready to kind of get back out on my own and do my own thing. And, so I really, like, I would love to be able to finish this before I leave, but that is not going to happen, y'all. I can already tell. So what may end up happening is I may have to put this one away for a while too. I'm kind of digging through this because I'm looking on the bottoms and they seem a little bit scratched up. But this one may have to get put on the back burner as well as Soulmates, because I think that's going to be my top priority when I leave, is to get that diamond painting finished for him. And I really hope it doesn't take too long to get here. Like, I can give it probably a few more weeks at least, but I would hope that it would come in soon-ish. And I can always, come back and get it. That was the one thing I kind of didn't like about the idea of going ahead and buying it, is because I knew I was going to be moving here in the next couple of weeks, and I hope that it doesn't take forever to get here. Who did I order it from? Do I remember who I ordered it from? I don't think I remember who I ordered it from. But when it comes in, you guys will see it. It's going to be, it's not a custom. It is a big, there's a big existing design that they had. And so just so I know that the design wasn't going to be all pixelated and messed up, I ordered a pretty big size. I ordered a 60 by 80, like 60 wide, sorry, 60 high by 80 wide. It's going to be huge. And like even my Soulmates is 40 by 60. So it's going to be pretty big. And it's going to take me quite a while to do. Let me grab another bag of $9.39 because I need a few more. No, I'm not keeping this in a container. I still have the bag of drills over here, as you can see. Because this wasn't something that I was really all that into, you know, having to do it up big. I just wanted to get this started and get it done. Take another sip of coffee here. Sorry. When my coffee gets lukewarm like that, I tend to chug it. And I apologize if you heard my chugging, and I apologize if it bothered you. Where did my drill go? God, it's kind of warm in here today. It's not supposed to get super warm outside today, like in the 70s. Compared to, it's been in the 80s the last couple of days. But it's kind of warm in here, like the AC is not working. I need to check, because I had turned it off last night because it was really cold in here. And when he was leaving this morning, I had asked him to turn the AC back on, and he was having some trouble seeing which way to turn it back on. I don't know what he did. I don't know if he just turned it to air, because that's what it feels like. But I need to check and see if he's actually turned the air conditioning on, and not just the air. So, but yeah, I'm kind of excited. I don't want to mention what it is that I bought him. I bought him a couple of things, actually. I bought him a poster of, like, it's a couple of Tim Burton characters, but they're in the style of that Evolution. You guys have, I'm sure a lot of you have seen the Evolution artwork where it starts off as a chimp, and then like over on the left hand side, and then the further you get to the right, then you start getting into the different phases of man. And like at the very far right, you see a regular man standing up. But it's one of those types of artwork. But it has 4 different Tim Burton characters on it, and starting with, I believe it's the one that's the alien from, was it Attack on Mars? Or Mars Attacks, sorry, Mars Attacks. And, I think it has Edward Scissorhands in there. It has, the Jack Skellington from, is it Nightmare Before Christmas? And then there's one other character. I don't remember what it is. I don't remember what it is. There's one more character in there, and I don't remember what it is. But I ordered that as a poster, and because I figured he'd like it, because he loves Tim Burton movies. And no, it doesn't have Batman in there. I know Tim Burton did a Batman movie. It was like Batman Begins or something. It's gonna bother me. What other character is it that's on that poster? And I can't look on my phone because I'm using my phone to record this video. But anyway, I know he's gonna like that. And I've also ordered, probably a week or so ago, I went ahead and ordered, it's a bath mat that, it starts off, it's a white it's a white bath mat, and when you step on it, or when it gets wet, it turns red. So you could step on it getting out of the shower, and it'd be like a red, bloody footprint. So I think it's pretty cool, and I think it's something that he'll enjoy. So I had ordered that a couple of weeks ago, about a week or two ago, and I hope it's already shipped out. I would think so. So he'll get that, and the poster, and then when his dad, when he told me that they told him that his dad was probably hours or days away from death, I decided that I wanted to do something nice for him, and I wanted to go ahead and get that diamond painting that he really liked, and do it for him and give it to him. Hopefully I'll be able to give it to him by Christmas, but that might be a little bit tight. I'm hoping to have it done by Christmas, but if not, I'd love to have it done no later than his birthday next February, because his birthday is at the end of February. So, and I know I keep, traipsing around the diamond painting that I'm getting him, but I can't tell you exactly what it is, but it's Gremlins. It's a Gremlins design, and he really likes the movie Gremlins, so I had showed it to him some months back, and he really liked it, and I had set it in my cart, or on my wish list or something. I had set it aside so I knew that he liked it. And I have several diamond paintings saved in my wish list that I know he would like. I know there's one of the show Gotham, which he really likes that show. Too bad it just ended. But that design is so very dark. It's very dark. Like, it's all blacks. And mostly, it's like 75% black and mostly dark grays. Various shades of gray. But, it has like all the characters lined up. And I know he would like that one because he likes Gotham. But I've just, especially after doing this one, I probably will be turned off to doing anything with a lot of black in it for a while. Because black is whack. And the only thing I really mind about black drills is that a lot of them are bad. Like, I don't understand how you can have good drills in every other color, but then the black ones are such crap. Like, being messed up and whatnot. And again, right now, I'm not doing black. If you missed the beginning of this video, I'm not doing black right now. I'm actually working on 939. But, I did get, before I'm over an hour now. Time flies when you're having fun and when you're talking. Before I end this video, I will let you know that I did, after my Hooican unboxing, in which, you guys saw that they sent me the completely wrong drills for my custom. Everything else was great. Everything else was perfect. It's just, for some reason, I got a completely different set of drills for my custom. And I feel like, those were supposed to go to somebody else's custom, and that other person got the drills for my custom. That's what I feel like. just because the first two numbers were similar, the first two letters, like maybe that's the letters that they assigned for a custom picture. But it was completely the wrong set of drills. And I could tell, like, as soon as I saw all the blues that was in there that they sent me, I was like, there's no way that this goes to my custom. There's no way that this goes to this, because I don't recall my picture having that much blue. And it doesn't have any blue in it whatsoever. It has lots of green in it, different shades of green, and maybe some browns, but no blue at all. So I did message them after I ended my video, and it was kind of later in the evening for me, because I had gotten off work and had done my video, my unboxing, and so, like, I was expecting, okay, I probably won't see a reply till in the morning. No, like 2 minutes later, I get a reply from, I believe it was Cherry, is the name of the girl, and I sent a reply that I got completely the wrong drill. It's like, I've received my order, and I had out of the four diamond paintings that I ordered, that I received, 3 of them were perfect. But, however, I received a completely wrong set of drills for my custom. And I sent a couple of pictures of the drills, all the blues, mostly. The drills that I received, kind of side by side with the legend, the color list on the canvas. And, like, for instance, I also sent another picture of the one big bag. It was like the 3865, I believe, was the color. And the big bag of drills, and the amount that was in it, and next to the amount that it says on the color list that I should have for that number, and the fact that the number, their list number, didn't match up with the bag number. Like, I believe if it was like number 24 on the color list on the canvas, the number on the bag was like 21 or something like that. So, and she replied back within like 2 minutes. She's like, I'm so sorry. We can either, resend out the drills, or we can give you partial a refund so you can order the drills from somewhere else. And I told them, I would just rather have the drills, because I'm not trying to be difficult. I just want my drills. And the only thing she asked for back, she said, could you send me a picture of the color list from the canvas so that we can make sure to get these, the colors from it out to you. So I sent her a picture of the color list, and the next day I had a tracking number, and I think it took another day or two to actually leave the warehouse, because when I first got that tracking number and I entered it into the 17 track app, which it is a good way to track things, but sometimes it's not perfect. When I initially entered that tracking number into the 17 track app, it was saying it couldn't find it. So I think it still took another couple of days to actually ship out, which is fine. And then I got it. I got my drills super fast, y'all. Like, I just got them this past, like, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday I got them? And it was like 2 weeks to the day that they actually shipped out. a little over 2 weeks, not quite 2.5 weeks from the time that I messaged them and got the tracking number. So I am beyond happy. I've done a kind of an unboxing, a drill check-in of the new ones, and that will be going up soon. It's called Huacan Custom Drills Take 2. So that one, I am unbagging the drills and checking them in, and you can see that. But they are perfect. This is exactly what I needed. There's no issues. I looked, tried to look at some of the drills in the bags and to see if I could find any like bad drills or trash or anything, and I couldn't initially see anything. That doesn't mean that there won't be any trash, because even the best drills have some type of trash, even if it's minimal. But I couldn't be happier. I see a lot of people that have issues with Huacan, bad canvases or horrible customer service when they try to have a dispute or anything over something. And I did not get that with my experience. So Huacan may be one of those companies where, you know, it's either you either have a really good experience or you have a really terrible experience. So like there wouldn't be any in between. But what I've seen so far, I like Huacan, but all the negative reviews I hear from people kind of make me wary about ordering from them again, because I feel like, what if I just got lucky this time, and the next time I try to order from them, I'm going to really have a really horrible experience. Like the canvases are going to be all jacked up, and when I try to contact them, you know, somebody else is going to respond and they're going to be not quite so accommodating. So I don't know. You can tell me what your thoughts are on Huacan, or really any issue or anything that I've talked about in this very long video. I had only had the intention of doing this for an hour, of having like an hour-long WIP and chat. But as you can see, I've gone a little beyond an hour. So I think after I get these next couple of navy blue ones, because I'm one of them people, I prefer to get to a stopping point, a good stopping point that makes sense before I just stop on doing something. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know, yeah, I did receive my Huacan drills for Cali, and they are perfect. And I really wish I could go ahead and start on Cali, because I've already spent 2 years trying to work on the cross stitch that I had, the pattern that I had made up of her when she passed away, and hadn't got very far. So I feel like I really want to get started on that diamond painting and have a better chance of completing it, because, you know, as we know, those of us who have done cross stitch and diamond painting know that diamond painting doesn't take nearly as long as cross stitch does. So yeah, I think I may wait. I mean, I'm gonna have to wait, obviously, but I think I might. Oh goodness, I don't know when I'm gonna be able to start Cali, because if I move and I start that one for him, it's gonna be another year before I can get around to it, unless I make Cali my living room project. I don't know. Well, no, it's not going to be a living room project, because I'm going to have, if I can even get a drafting table like this for home when I move, it's going to be probably near the main main living area because I'm only going to have one bedroom. And I'll probably just use the whatever dining room, whatever, for my my craft stuff. The dining room area will be a pseudo craft room. I don't know. We'll see. But 2 more. I wasn't originally planning on going up that high. But, you know, plans change. So, I believe that is all. Let me double check before I bid adieu. Yep, that looks like all of the 939s. So, I am just going to, first of all, what I'm going to do, I like this really big tray. I got this from Drill Pen Frenzy on Etsy, and as well as the pink mermaid pen. This is the Daddy Mermaid one, actually. This is the biggest one out of all her mermaid pens. She got these in, and I happened to see her when she was doing her her show and tell, and as soon as I saw her share this, that she had gotten this in, and how it, you know, it's a little bit bigger, I was like, I have to have that one. And I'm not usually all into like mermaid stuff, but I had to have that one. And I did order a second drill pen. It's like purple and sparkly. Oops, can't close it up yet. So that's the one I use most of the time while I'm in here. The only thing I don't really care for is that it's not perfectly round. Like, it's more oval shaped if you were to look at it like straight on. If you can see, if you were to look at it more straight on, you'd see that it's not 100% round. It's more like it's wider this way than it is this way. So, but I do like that pen. I do have my multi-placer here as well for when I feel the urge to multi-place. This has the little bridge on it. I like that this tray is big. Not crazy about how these things, like, it has a very, like, stop. Whoops. Didn't realize there was one left. Like, it has a very, it doesn't funnel into, like, it's like it doesn't angle or anything. It just has this stop right here. That's the only thing I'm not crazy about this this big tray. But it's good for holding a lot of drills when you have all this black. Like, all this, obviously you can see where the purple is in here and everything, but all this around the side, like over here and like over here, it's all black. There's a lot of black in this, if you can't tell. So, I think that's going to do it for me for this particular episode. I am going to go get my duct tape. I'm going to end this video, and I'm going to go get my duct tape and retape this at the top so that it quits, so it stops falling. And I may go ahead and finish out the rest of these purples and these blues in here, and just save the black for I may be able to come back tonight and work on it some more. So, but I need to get motivated and go do a couple of things before it gets too late. So that's going to be it for me today, guys. I hope you had fun watching me diamond paint. And until I see you guys again next time, be awesome to yourself and be awesome to each other. Bye.